Warning: what you are about to see and hear is a recent act of terror committed by the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department against our community, and in particular, the Black community in Indianapolis. The footage is from what the IMPD has released so far of cop Douglas Correll murdering beloved community member Gary Harrell, pictured here, second from the left. Correll shot and killed Gary in the back while he was running for his life. Unfortunately, it is routine for the cops to release their own version of events on their own timeline because, according to their reasoning, they don't want to taint their own investigation into their own officers. The cops claim they released these videos that are heavily edited and narrated to enhance accountability and to try and earn the public's trust. If they really wanted transparency, they would release the entire footage without any edits or any narration. The reason the police delay releasing the real account of events is to try and provide enough time for their narrative to circulate without any challenge, so it becomes the dominant version of events. It is also an attempt to wait out the community's spontaneous and righteous anger and give them time to craft a narrative that justifies their actions and demonizes their victims. All the while, the cop or the cops involved enjoy paid vacations at our expense. In this case and others, the IMPD's brutality is so pervasive that no amount of editing or narrating can help them. What you will see is that on the morning of August 3rd, 2023, an IMPD cop murdered Gary Harrell, plain and simple. He issued 2 commands and shot Harrell in the back before he had a chance to respond, let alone to process the commands. Gary Harrell was running for his life that day. Rest in power, Gary Harrell. We will not stop until justice is served. We demand that the IMPD release the full, unedited video immediately.
On Thursday, August 3rd, 2023, at approximately 9:40 a.m., IMPD North District Officer Douglas Correll conducted a traffic investigation in the 3400 block of North Parker Avenue. The driver, later identified as 49-year-old Gary Harrell, exited his vehicle before Officer Correll exited his patrol car. Mr. Harrell began a brief verbal exchange with Officer Correll, and then he walked back to the driver's seat of his vehicle. Officer Correll told him not to re-enter his car, but Mr. Harrell re-entered his vehicle. Mr. Harrell emerged from his car holding a handgun in his right hand and then ran. A short foot pursuit followed as Mr. Harrell ran with a handgun in his right hand and a cell phone in his left hand. Officer Correll gave verbal commands to Mr. Harrell to stop it, drop it. Officer Correll discharged his service weapon twice, striking Mr. Harrell once.
Recording.
And just like every other Mercedes-Benz EV, the EQB features the very latest generation MBUX voice-activated.
Control item 168.
So, whether you want to set a new destination, change the tunes, turn up the heat, all you have to do is say,
Put me at 3-4 Parker. What are you doing?
The feeling is all the same.
I thought I was going to hit her. I was whooping like that. You got your driver's license, Andy? I just came off of prison. All right. Hold on. Don't come out here and talk with me. Come out here and talk with me. Come out the second car. Mama, right here.
Still the party back, very close to Parker.
Man, stop. What I'm doing? Foot pursuit, eastbound 3. Stop it! Drop it!
Just on road, south side, very close to Parker. You listen back.
26 showing up. Hold on. Control item 168, officer involved shooting. Stand by, medics. It's not secure. Come out here and talk with me. Come out here and talk with me. Come out the second car. Mama, right here.
Still the party back, very close to Parker.
stop. What I'm doing? Foot pursuit, eastbound. Stop it! Drop it!
Attention all roads, southbound.
Officer number 2 arrived and immediately provided medical aid. As other arriving officers secured the handgun Mr. Harrell dropped.
Top left. Other side, other side, other side.
Use block east to left 34th and Parker is 34th.
Stay with me, buddy. Stay with me.
The fact is that we do not need any of this footage to reach an affirmative conclusion on this incident, because Correll should have been off the force and should be behind bars ever since July 2nd, 2016, when at around 2 a.m. he and another officer arrived at the residence of Joshua Harris in response to a 911 call. Instead of providing treatment or calling for an ambulance, however, Correll attacked the victim. Correll punched him in the face twice, and when he fell to his knees, Correll grabbed his shoulders and kneed him in the abdomen. The force of his strike crushed Joshua Harris's spleen against his spine. He crumbled to the ground and was in and out of consciousness. After assaulting Harris, Correll arrested and charged him, claiming that he had clenched his fist and threatened him. A Marion County court dismissed the charge against Joshua Harris. Joshua Harris had to spend over 2 weeks in the hospital recovering from the attack, which resulted in a crushed spleen and injuries to his pancreas and small intestines. Correll should have been fired immediately, and he should have been sentenced, and he should still be behind bars. Instead, the city spent $380,000 to settle the case so that Correll could go on to murder Gary Harrell. Stay tuned for how you can get involved in the struggle for justice, not just for Gary Harrell, but for all victims of IMPD terror.